Tommy's office organizes company trips from its employees. The company allows employees to register for the trip for a down payment of $63, a 10% markup over the amount company spends per person on the trip. The employee changes their mind, they can cancel their registration but receive only 90% of the refund on their payment. If 100 people registered for the trip and 50 cancelled, and if company does not spend money on cancelled registration, then what was Tommy's office approximate profit or a loss on the trip as a percentage of their total expenses? Now, how much is the employee paying? So employee paying $63. And how much is the actual cost of the ticket? How much is the actual company is spending? Let's say company is spending X. That means it's 63 is 10% more than this value, right? It's markup. 63 is 10% above this particular price. The down payment which the employee is paying, that is $63, is 10% more than the actual company is paying. So can we say that 1.1x, 10% more than X, will be 1.1x, should be equal to $63, right? That's the relationship. That means X will be 63 divided by 1.1, right? So that is, to remove this decimal, let's have 630 over 11. So can we say that comes to approximately 5, then 7, then 2 and something, right? So 57, the actual price the company spends per ticket is actually $57.2, right? Actually, the company spends and the employee is paying $63. So how much is the profit the company is getting? So profit per person, can we say per person, 52 actually paid by the company and employee paying $63. That means 5.2, that is the amount of how much is the profit, that is 63 minus this value, right? That comes out to be the profit. 63 minus 57 point, so that is 5.8. Got this? So that means that's the profit per person when a person goes, right? This is the profit when the person goes for that expenditure, for that office trip, right? $5.8. Now, if we understand the case number 2, let's say the person do not go, right? Registers but do not go. According to this, out of 100 people who registered, 50 cancelled, right? That's a case number 2 where 50 cancelled. So how much per person is actually spent by the company? Company do not spend on the cancellation. So company spent 0. Employee paid $63. Yes or no? Employee paid 63 but gets 90% of the refund. That means 10% is there with the company. If 10% is there, that means per ticket or per person, profit who do not go is going to be $6.3. 10% of 63. That means company gets $6.3 per person for the cancellations, right? They have not given this back 100%. They are just giving 90%. That means $6.3. 10% is the profit for the company, for the employees who have not gone on canceled their tickets. So there are two cases. Case number 1, who have gone, so profit comes out to be $5.8, and who do not go and cancels after registering, that profit is coming out to be 6.3. Now, how many person went? The case number 1. How many person went? That is, what will be the profit then? Total profit of how many people went, that is 5.8 per person multiplied by 50. Why? Because 50 people went for that trip, right? So what will be the profit for the company? That will be profit per person multiplied by 50, which is $290. Got this? What will be the profit for the people who have cancelled their trip? That is 6.3 multiplied by 50, right? Why? Because 50 people have cancelled their trip. That means that's the profit per person which the company gets, multiplied by 50 who have cancelled. That comes to 315. That means what will be the total profit? The total profit, that will be 290 plus 315. So the total profit for the company, total profit is 290 plus $315. That's the total profit who have gone and who have not gone or cancelled their tickets. That comes out to be $605. That's the total profit. And how much company has spent? Expenditure of company. Expenditure of company. Of the company, how much they have paid? They have actually paid $57.2 per customer or per person, right? And they have purchased only 50 tickets, right? They are not purchasing 100 tickets. Why only? Why? Because 50 tickets were cancelled. So 57.2 multiplied by 50 is the part which the company has spent for. That means their total cost comes out to be 2860. So that means company spent $2,860 and got as a profit, which is $605. That means first option A is not correct. There is no loss. Obviously, there is a profit. Logically, A and B are not the correct. Now, what is 10%? If we understand, we have to just find out 605 divided by 2860, right? So our profit percentage is that. What is 10%? What is 10% of 10% of 2860? 10% of 2860, that is $286. So we require 605. That means it's not a 10% profit. Option C gets cancelled, right? It can't be 15%. What is 20% of 2860? It will be twice of this value. 286 multiplied by 2, that is $572. So that means we are quite close to it. Can't be option D. It is saying approximate. It has to be very close to it. Comes to 21%. It comes to 21%. Option E, that is the most closest one. That will be the correct answer here.